Hey students and parents, welcome. We're going to break down Franklin High School's attendance policy for you, covering everything you need to know to make this a really great school year. So let's start with the school's whole philosophy on this. This is literally from the student handbook. FHS puts attendance right up there with academics and behavior. They see it as a pillar of your success. So you can tell it's not just about showing up, it's about creating the foundation for everything you want to accomplish. We've got this broken down into 5 simple parts. First, we'll talk about why this all matters. Then we'll get into that all-important 10-day limit. After that, we'll tackle the rules on tardies, what happens if you go over the limit, and we'll finish up with all the cool school privileges you can earn with good attendance. Okay, let's dive right in. And, we gotta start with the why behind all these rules. This isn't just about making you follow rules for no reason. There's a real direct link between being in your seat and hitting your goals. The handbook couldn't be more direct about this. It's basically the first thing you see. Being in class, well, it's the foundation for everything else you want to do at Franklin High. Think about it. The discussions, the lessons, the group activities, you just can't get that stuff back if you're not there. All right, let's get to the nuts and bolts of the policy. It all comes down to one really important number. Seriously, if you only remember one thing from all this, make it this number. 10. That's the magic number. You are allowed up to 10 absences in any single class per semester. Think of it as your attendance budget for each course you're taking.
Now, here is a detail that trips a lot of people up, so listen close. It doesn't matter if an absence is excused, like for a doctor's visit, or unexcused, like a family trip. Both of them count toward that 10-day total. So even if you have a totally valid note, that day still gets subtracted from your 10.
But there's an exception. Some absences are called exempted. This is the key. So if you're out of class for something the school is running, like a field trip, a sports event, or a college visit that's been pre-approved, that absence does not count against your 10-day limit. That's a huge difference. Okay, let's talk about being tardy. This is a big one because there's a major update for the 2025-2026 school year that everybody really needs to know about. It's clear that being on time is a huge focus now.
Yep, this is the big change. And what it does is it directly links being late to your overall absence count. Pay close attention here, because the math is really simple. Every 5 unexcused tardies you get in any single class converts to 1 full absence. And that absence? It goes right into your total for that class, chipping away at your 10-day limit.
The policy is also super specific about the clock. Arriving up to 15 minutes after the final bell, that's a tardy. But if you walk in more than 15 minutes late without a good excuse, you're not tardy anymore. The system marks you as unexcused absent for the entire period. And check this out to see how it all adds up. Being just 5 minutes late every day doesn't sound like a big deal, right? Well, over a semester, that's like missing more than 4 entire classes. And if you're 10 minutes late each day, you've missed almost 9 full periods of instruction. It adds up way faster than you think. So what happens if you actually go over that 10-day limit? Well, it's not like you just fail immediately. The school has a really clear system and, more importantly, there's a way for you to recover and get back on track. This timeline is your roadmap. Up to 10 absences, you're in the clear. That's the safe zone. The moment you hit 11, you're in the warning zone. Between 11 and 15 absences, you have to make up that time to get credit for the course. If you don't, your grade is capped at a 50. But if you hit 16 absences, that's it. It's an automatic course failure, and you're not eligible for credit recovery. But let's really focus on that warning zone for a second. If you find yourself with 11 or more absences, don't just throw your hands up. There's a clear, structured way to make up for that missed time and get yourself back in the game for full credit. Learning centers are the answer. They happen after school and on some Saturdays, and they're there for tutoring and, you guessed it, making up time for absences 11 through 15. The only catch? You have to plan ahead. You can't make up an unexcused absence on the same day it happens. All right, let's switch gears a little bit, because having good attendance isn't just about avoiding trouble. It's actually the key that unlocks all the best parts of the high school experience. Seriously, so many of the things that make high school fun and memorable are tied directly to your attendance. We're talking about getting a parking spot on campus, going to dances and prom, participating in field trips, playing sports, being in clubs. All of it depends on good attendance. And this right here, This might be the biggest academic reward of them all for having great attendance. It's a goal that every single student can aim for.
The path to getting out of your final exams, your teacher-made ones anyway, is crystal clear. You need an A average in the class, you need 5 or fewer absences for that specific class, and you can't have any major discipline issues. You hit those 3 marks, and you can be exempt from taking that final. What a fantastic reward for all that hard work. You know, this line from the handbook really says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly sums up what the school expects and just how much they value your time and your education. It's a great reminder to make every single minute count. So when you boil it all down, the main takeaway is this. You are in the driver's seat. You know the rules. You know how to recover if you fall behind, and you know the rewards that are waiting for you. How you use your time, and ultimately how successful you are at Franklin High, that's totally up to you.